Hi, I'm Tyson Lautenschlager here at the newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Thursday, April 19th. Here's what's making news this hour. It's a big day for the city of Brampton. The Ontario government has announced a new university set to open in 2022. The province gave the green light to a new Ryerson University campus in downtown Brampton at an event this morning.
Without a university presence in the city, most students leave the community that they love to level up their skills. They shouldn't have to make that choice. That's not how we're going to keep Brampton on its path to innovation. You're in the middle, right at the center of Ontario's innovation corridor. So let's use that. Let's use that fact. Let's have talent learn here. Let's have talent train here. Let's have talent stay here.
The new school is a partnership between Ryerson University and Sheridan College. It will have up to 2,000 new undergraduate spaces and will focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in the UK today for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. He was greeted in London by Britain's Prime Minister Theresa May, along with the leaders of 53 other countries. With Queen Elizabeth's 92nd birthday just around the corner, there's been talk of who will replace her for the leadership of the Commonwealth. Since the position isn't hereditary like the monarchy, some people think the job should not automatically go to Prince Charles. But the Queen, who has been head of the Commonwealth since 1952, hopes her son will take her place.
Continue to offer stability and continuity for future generations, and will decide that one day the Prince of Wales should carry on the important work started by my father in 1949.
The Commonwealth Summit will include protecting the world's oceans and helping small states boost cybersecurity. Prime Minister Trudeau will talk to leaders about the importance of climate change and protecting human rights. In other royal news, it's the end of an era. Her Majesty's beloved corgi Willow has unfortunately crossed the Rainbow Bridge. The British monarch has been breeding and caring for corgis since she was a young girl. Willow, who is nearly 15 years old, was the very last corgi she bred. She's a 14th generation dog descended from Susan, a corgi gifted to the then princess on her 18th birthday. Willow had to be put down after suffering from cancer. This is the first time the Queen has not owned a corgi since the end of the Second World War. South Korean President Moon Jae-in says complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula is expected as the leaders of North and South Korea plan to sit down for talks on April 27th. Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will meet at Freedom House on the southern side of the demilitarized zone. Also on the agenda, achieving lasting peace and improving relations between the two Koreas and the U.S. This will be the third inter-Korean summit in history and the first in 11 years. On Thursday, the U.S. called for countries to put financial and diplomatic pressure on North Korea ahead of the summit. CIA Director Mike Pompeo visited North Korea last week and met with Kim Jong-un, forming a, quote, good relationship, unquote, according to U.S. President Donald Trump. We're learning more about the Southwest Flight 1380 that had a fatal engine explosion on Tuesday. The National Transportation Safety Board says the plane suffered from metal fatigue when the engine exploded 32,000 feet in the air. The plane was flying from New York to Dallas when it was forced to make an emergency landing in Philadelphia. One of the plane's engines exploded and a piece of shrapnel hit a passenger window, dragging a woman partially out of the plane. Passengers were able to drag her back in and perform CPR, but the woman, Jennifer Riordan, died of blunt force trauma to the head and neck. We're also learning more about the heroic pilot who landed the plane. Tammy Jo Schultz is being hailed a hero for landing the plane with 143 passengers and 5 crew on board. Schultz, a mother of 2, is known as one of the first female fighter pilots in the U.S. Navy. She was also the first woman to fly the F/A-18 Strike Fighter. To the Middle East now, where Saudi Arabia opened its first new movie theater, ending a nearly 40-year ban on cinemas in the Muslim kingdom. The Hollywood blockbuster Black Panther was the first film to premiere at the theater on Wednesday. The red carpet invitation-only gala was attended by senior government officials, foreign dignitaries, and industry figures. According to authorities, the public will be able to purchase tickets online today and showings will start tomorrow. U.S.-based movie theater operator AMC signed a deal with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to open the first cinema. AMC will build around 40 cinemas across the country over the next 5 years. Movies screened in Saudi theaters will be subject to approval by government censors. In fact, the Saudis cut kissing scenes from the Marvel epic, but violent scenes were left in. In sports news, the Toronto Maple Leafs are back on the ice tonight after a 3-day break to try to tie the series 2-2 against the Boston Bruins. Leafs had a rough start in the series by giving up 12 goals in the first 2 games in Boston. They returned back home and won a close tilt with goals from Leafs forwards Patrick Marleau and Austin Matthews. Leafs will try to bring the momentum from Game 3 to even up the series tonight. And in the NBA, the wife of San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich died Wednesday night after battling a lengthy illness. Erin Popovich was 67. She and Pop had been married for more than 4 decades with 2 children and 2 grandchildren. The San Antonio Spurs are currently in the first round of the NBA playoffs, but it's still uncertain if the 5-time champion winning coach will be behind the bench tonight. The Spurs are playing the Golden State Warriors today, where the Warriors lead that series 2-0. It may be cold and cloudy now, but hang tight, folks, because sun and warmer weather are on the way for this coming weekend. Here's your 3-day forecast. Mainly cloudy today with 40% chance of flurries and a high of +3. Down to -3 with skies clearing overnight. Tomorrow mainly sunny and a high of +8, -2 in the evening. Saturday's high will be 11 degrees and sunny and clear skies overnight with a low of 2 degrees. Finally today, Rick Astley. You probably know his name and you probably know his hit song from the 1980s, Never Gonna Give You Up. Well, what you might not know is he was on tour last week in Toronto, playing at the Opera House. Before that, the famous singer made a stop at a small Toronto bar to sing with choir and over 200 guests. The Sing-Along Society challenged Astley to perform with them in March, and Astley, well, he delivered. Take a look.
Never gonna run around and desert you.
Never gonna get tired of this. When the performance was done, choir leader David Goldman asked the British singer to challenge another performer to take the stage with them. He chose Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters fame. Ball's in your court, Grohl. That's all for today. Remember, you can head to humbernews.ca anytime for all the day's news and much more. Humber News is written and produced by students in the journalism program. Our technical crew are students in the broadcast videography program. I'm Tyson Lautenschlager. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.